Chosen one, there comes a moment when everything you thought you knew about your life shifts in an instant. A moment so potent, it feels as if the air itself is vibrating with possibility. This is one of those moments. You haven't arrived here by mere coincidence. Whether you stumbled upon this message by chance or felt an inexplicable tug in your spirit compelling you to stop, be assured that something far greater than chance is at work. Deep within you, a subtle stirring has been growing, an unspoken restlessness signaling that your life, as you know it, is poised for transformation. You may have sensed it in small glimpses, sudden surges of intuition, a rush of hope that wells up when everything else seems uncertain, or even in the quiet times of reflection when you found yourself asking, "Am I meant for more than this?" The truth is, you absolutely are. Breathe in, and let the significance of this moment settle around you like a warm glow. As you exhale, feel the tension and the burdens you've been carrying begin to loosen. Your life is about to change forever, and this is not some offhand remark or empty promise. There is a deeper resonance here, a heartfelt declaration echoing from the corners of your soul, whispering that you have stepped onto a threshold between the life you've known and the life you're ready to live. For too long, you might have walked a path that felt ordinary or even suffocating. Perhaps you've felt overlooked, misunderstood, or confined by the limits others imposed upon you, or those you imposed upon yourself. And yet, no matter how many disappointments you've faced, a small yet unyielding ember of hope kept burning in the depths of your heart. That ember is the key to everything that's unfolding right now. Before we dive deeper into the essence of this shift, I want you to do 3 simple yet powerful acts. First, like this video. By clicking that like button, you're not just completing a routine gesture. You're signaling your readiness to receive what's coming your way. Second, subscribe to this channel so you remain connected to the messages and insights destined to guide you through the times ahead. And finally, scroll down to the comments and type the number 777. That simple act may seem trivial on the surface, but it serves as your commitment, your sacred vow that you refuse to let this pivotal moment pass you by. In the tapestry of life, small, intentional actions often lead to monumental outcomes. So if a part of your spirit is already saying, "Yes, I resonate with this," trust that nudge. Go ahead and do it right now. Chosen one, consider your journey up to this point. Maybe you've experienced heartbreak that shattered your worldview, or you've labored tirelessly in a job that left your soul thirsty for meaning. Perhaps your nights have been marked by anxious thoughts, swirling around questions you cannot answer, making you wonder if there's something more, something beyond the mundane that occupies your day-to-day life. Every ache and every triumph, every tear shed in silence, and every moment of joy that sparkled through the gloom has been shaping you for precisely this juncture. Sometimes, it's the sum of your scars and your victories that forges the path to a destiny you once thought was reserved for others. And that destiny, with all its richness, is now poised to bloom within you. Let's talk about what it really means for your life to change forever. So often, we hear such phrases in passing. Advertisements declare they'll change our world with a new product, or acquaintances promise that some workshop or event will be life-changing. But deep transformation isn't about hype. It's the quiet, unstoppable force of an inner awakening that sweeps away doubt and aligns you with a purpose far beyond fleeting excitement. True change happens when you allow yourself to be refashioned from the inside out, no longer content to wear the tattered costumes of old fears and limitations. It's not a superficial, momentary shift. It is a recalibration of your entire being. You may be wondering, why me? Why now? The simplest answer is that the universe or God, whichever name resonates with your soul, has been orchestrating events, aligning circumstances, and nudging you all along. Even when you thought you were drifting aimlessly, each choice, each heartbreak, and even each seeming mistake was a thread woven into a larger masterpiece. There is a divine intelligence that sees your potential far more clearly than you do. Often, we must be gently or not so gently, guided toward an encounter with truth that breaks our old patterns wide open. Sometimes that truth arrives through adversity, sometimes through a serendipitous encounter, and sometimes in the form of a message like this, which bypasses all your defenses and speaks directly to your heart's secret yearnings. Think back on moments when you felt a surge of optimism for no apparent reason, or times when you caught a glimpse of your own potential, only to dismiss it as daydreaming or arrogance. Those were sparks of your destiny. They didn't vanish just because you ignored them. They lingered, quietly gaining momentum. Now they have reached a critical mass, ready to ignite a fire in your life that can burn away everything false and illuminate your true essence. That is the transformation that stands at your door, politely knocking, waiting for your permission to enter. You might have noticed patterns repeating in your life. Perhaps you keep encountering the same types of relationships that end in similar heartbreaks. Or you might cycle through jobs that leave you feeling undervalued and unfulfilled. These recurring themes are not coincidences. They are life's gentle or sometimes forceful way of saying, there's a lesson you need to learn, a pattern you need to break, and a higher path you need to walk. When your life changes forever, these patterns are disrupted, replaced by experiences that resonate with your newly awakened state. This is not to say you'll never face challenges again, but your relationship to those challenges will evolve dramatically. Instead of feeling perpetually stuck, you'll find yourself equipped with fresh insight, confidence, and intuition to navigate them with grace. Now, let's address the fear that may arise as you contemplate profound change. It's natural to cling to the familiar, even if the familiar is stifling. When you sense that your life could be forever different, your mind may recoil, conjuring up lists of what you might lose. Certain friends who prefer the old version of you, comfortable routines that no longer serve your growth, or even aspects of your own identity that have kept you safe but not truly alive. Letting go can feel terrifying, because stepping into the unknown is the hallmark of transformation. Yet, I assure you, the rewards on the other side of this leap are beyond anything you've dared to imagine. This is where faith enters the picture, a faith not necessarily tied to a rigid religious framework, but a faith in your own capacity to blossom into the person you sense you can be. As your life transitions, you will likely find yourself viewing old problems through a lens of possibility rather than defeat. People who previously seemed miles ahead of you in success or happiness will simply become fellow travelers, each with their own struggles and triumphs. Your sense of worth will no longer hinge on external validations or fleeting achievements. Instead, it will root deeply in the core realization that you are worthy because you exist, because you were fashioned for a purpose that only you can fulfill. Through this recognition, you'll begin to attract relationships, opportunities, and paths that mirror your authenticity, rather than ones that drain your spirit or compromise your values. A vital key to this unfolding is aligning your daily choices with the future you desire. Sometimes we wait for a grand event or a stroke of luck to break the monotony. But real change is often the cumulative result of small, everyday actions that reflect a bigger vision. When you feel that surge of motivation to exercise your creativity, to read a book that expands your mind, or to reach out to someone who needs encouragement, take it. Each time you say yes to these nudges, you anchor the new reality that is trying to manifest in your life. And in doing so, you'll see that it's not just about waiting for change, it's about becoming the change you wish to experience. Chosen one, you may ask, how do I know I'm ready? The simple truth is that your presence here is proof of readiness. Readiness doesn't demand that you have all the answers, just that you have the openness to receive and the humility to grow. You don't need to be fearless. You need only to have a spark of courage that pushes you to act even when fear nags at the edges of your mind. You don't need to be certain of every step. You need only enough faith to put one foot in front of the other, trusting that the path will reveal itself as you move. People sometimes wait for an unmistakable sign, an audible voice from the heavens, or an earth-shattering event. While such moments can occur, more often the sign is quieter. A resonant pull in your spirit that this is your time, your hour to break free of the shackles that have contained you for far too long. As you stand at the precipice, be prepared for the voices of doubt, both external and internal. Some around you might sneer, "You've tried changing before. What makes this time any different?" Others may laugh at your newfound optimism, labeling it naive or unrealistic. Inside your own head, that small but potent critic may whisper, "Are you sure? Don't you remember your past failures?" This is the moment to stand firm. Remind yourself of the depth of your desire, the sincerity of your longing for a life that truly reflects the brilliance stored within you. Lean into the knowledge that every stumbling block you overcame in the past served as training, forging the resilience that now underpins your capacity for transformation. If the notion that your life is about to change forever ignites your heart rather than paralyzes you with fear, then embrace that flame. Let it guide your vision for the future. Maybe you've dreamed of starting a business that aligns with your passions, writing a book that tells your unique story, or moving to a place where your soul feels at home. Or perhaps your dream is more intangible, finding emotional healing from old wounds, discovering love without conditions, or becoming the uplifting presence in your community that you once longed for in your darkest moments. The shape of your dream is less important than the authenticity fueling it. If it is birthed from your innermost truth, then it belongs in your life. You are not being asked to transform overnight. Sometimes the greatest leaps are actually a series of small steps taken consistently. If you cultivate even the slightest daily habit that aligns with your higher purpose, be it journaling every morning, offering a sincere compliment to someone each day, or dedicating time to spiritual reflection, you will be amazed at how quickly shifts begin to manifest. The universe resonates with genuine intention. When your heart is set on growth, doors that once seemed firmly bolted often swing open at the precise moment you are ready to walk through them. Synchronicities abound. You might meet the person who has the perfect advice, stumble upon an article that clarifies your next move, or experience a sudden moment of clarity that pierces through confusion like sunlight through dark clouds. In the midst of this transformative journey, remember that you are human, bound to encounter obstacles and moments of self-doubt. Embrace your humanity with kindness. Don't be cruel to yourself if you slip back into old patterns for a day or two. Growth isn't linear, nor is it always graceful. It's more akin to a dance with progress, a few steps forward and a misstep or two, than a surge of growth that surpasses your previous position. Each stumble can become a stepping stone if you choose to extract wisdom from it. The difference this time is your unwavering commitment not to retreat back into complacency. Instead of condemning yourself, learn the lesson and rise, stronger and wiser than before. A crucial element in this metamorphosis is gratitude, for gratitude acts as a magnet for blessings. Each day, find reasons, no matter how small, to be thankful. Whether it's the simple gift of being able to take a deep breath, the presence of a friend who believes in you, or the intangible resource of time itself, take note and speak a silent word of thanks. Gratitude shifts your perspective from lack to abundance, from worry to expectation, and from fear to love. In that higher state of awareness, you align with the flow of grace that is already moving on your behalf. You become receptive to the subtle miracles that pepper your path when you're not too consumed by complaining or negativity to see them. You may also discover that as your life changes, you naturally outgrow certain relationships or environments. This can be one of the toughest parts of growth, realizing that some people in your circle no longer share your vision or positivity. Letting go or redefining these connections can invoke guilt, sadness, or fear of loneliness. Yet, clinging to what limits you will only hold you back from the fullness of transformation you seek. Where one door closes, another often opens, bringing into your sphere individuals who celebrate your journey rather than belittle or resist it. Surrounding yourself with those who nurture your dreams rather than negate them is essential as you adapt to the new reality that is forming around you. Chosen one, as the old adage goes, faith without works is dead. The sense of anticipation you feel must be coupled with action for this change to take root. Reflect on where you can start applying your faith in practical ways. That could mean finally registering for the course you've been eyeing, writing the first chapter of that book you've always felt called to write, or even just reorganizing your living space to reflect the new energy you wish to invite. If the mind that inhabited your old life tries to deter you, saying you're too old, too young, too busy, or too uncertain, answer with the truth that every great life story begins with a first step in the direction of your calling. As your transformation unfolds, you might also notice yourself tapping into deeper levels of intuition. The quiet voice of guidance within you, which sometimes seemed drowned out by the chaos of daily life, will become clearer. You may receive sudden insights about people or situations, sense a direction to take, or feel compelled to speak words of wisdom you never realized you possessed. This is a natural byproduct of a heart opening to divine inspiration. The more you trust these intuitive nudges, the stronger and more reliable they become. Just remember to stay humble. True spiritual insight doesn't inflate the ego but nurtures empathy and service to others. Some of you may also experience an acceleration of events that confirm your shift. It's not uncommon for once inconsequential happenings to line up in miraculous ways, as if an unseen hand has arranged them in your favor. You might see repetitive numbers like 1111, 222, or 777. Or you might find solutions popping up for problems that seemed unsolvable. This is not happenstance. It's the universe responding to your inner alignment, reflecting back the vibrational state you now occupy. In these moments, let your heart fill with awe and gratitude. Recognize that you are co-creating your reality, forging a partnership with the creative force that birthed the cosmos. Still, a part of you could be questioning, isn't this all too idealistic? Yet, idealism rooted in authenticity is an unstoppable force. Cynics might call it naive, but they often do so from a place of resignation or fear. The world has enough cynicism to go around. What it needs, what you and I need, is a fresh wave of possibility, hope that dares to believe in extraordinary outcomes. If you remain tethered to the mundane simply because it's safe, you'll never discover the vistas of potential lying just beyond your comfort zone. So, let them call you idealistic. Better to believe in your ability to transform your life than to settle for a reality that stifles your spirit. The unstoppable wave of change is upon you, and this is your clarion call to rise up and meet it with open arms. If you feel your heart pounding a bit harder, your breath coming a touch quicker, and your soul vibrating with the sense that something monumental is unfolding, understand that this is no accident. Yield to it. You can rest assured that your readiness is the sole precondition for stepping into a reality that aligns with the yearnings of your heart. No other person can do this for you. No external authority can grant or deny your right to transform. It is your birthright woven into the cosmic design long before you took your first breath. Remember too that the measure of your success isn't in never stumbling. You will stumble, you might even fall sometimes. What matters is that each time you do, you pick yourself up, glean the lesson, and press on with renewed conviction. Over time, you'll witness your resilience blossoming into unwavering confidence, your empathy deepening into compassion, and your creative spark igniting into bold self-expression. You might occasionally second-guess whether your progress is real, especially when circumstances still present challenges. But rest assured, transformation is rarely linear. The seeds you plant now will yield a harvest in due season, as long as you refuse to lose faith. At this point, if you haven't yet done so, scroll down and comment 777. Let that be your public yet sacred declaration that you are stepping across this threshold willingly, with your eyes wide open. Typing those 3 digits is more than a casual act. It is a symbol that you choose to anchor this energy, to say yes to the future that calls you by name. Then return here, heart open and mind receptive, allowing yourself to soak in each whispered promise, each subtle nudge, each beacon of hope that lights up in your spirit. Every second you spend in alignment with this new reality cements it further, making it more tangible, more inevitable, and more vibrantly alive. Chosen one, your life is about to change forever, but the real beauty is that you can actively participate in this metamorphosis. No one else can walk your path or claim your destiny. Yes, people can inspire you, events can steer you, and messages like this can awaken you, but ultimately, the reins are in your hands. You can either ignore the call, letting it fade beneath the noise of everyday life, or you can champion it, letting it resound in all you do. The universe, God, or whatever higher power you believe in, if any, awaits your decision with eager anticipation. For creation to dance in synergy with your life's new direction, your will must align with it. This synergy is not forced upon you. It's offered. The choice is yours, as it has always been. In the days, weeks, and months that follow, watch how your perceptions start to shift. You might find inspiration in places that once seemed dull. You might discover that tasks you once dreaded become stepping stones for personal growth. You might even sense a new atmosphere in your relationships. Some will deepen and flourish, reflecting the transformation within you, while others may fade to the background. Treat each shift as confirmation that your internal changes are rippling outward, reshaping your external world. Even apparent setbacks can be hidden blessings, redirecting you towards something more aligned with who you are becoming. One day, you will look back on this juncture as the turning point, the moment the seed of transformation truly began to sprout. You'll recall how you felt both excitement and apprehension at the possibility of so radical a change. You'll also remember how, despite any lingering fears, you decided to believe in the promise of your future more than in the pain of your past. That choice, repeated day after day, is the foundation of your new life. It's not about a single grand gesture but a series of daily affirmations, each echoing the vow you made to yourself, that your life would never be the same again. When that day comes, and you stand in a life that reflects your highest aspirations, you will marvel at the leaps you took and the nights of soul-searching you endured. You'll be grateful for every heartbreak, every no, and every detour that once frustrated you, for they refined your character and sharpened your vision. You'll celebrate not just the outward successes but the internal victories, overcoming insecurities, shedding limiting beliefs, and stepping into a confidence that emanates from the core of your being. And in that moment of fulfillment, you might remember this message, the day a simple invitation sparked a chain reaction that transformed your entire existence. Even now, your spirit may be whispering words of gratitude for what lies ahead, sensing that though you cannot see all the details, something wondrous awaits. Let that gratitude rise, fueling your courage to take the next step. Life is about to change forever because you are about to change forever. You are not alone, not forsaken, and definitely not powerless. You have always held the spark of greatness inside you. Now, that spark is fanning into a flame, lighting your way toward your extraordinary destiny. Take a final deep breath. Allow your shoulders to relax, your mind to clear, and your heart to surge with anticipation. Imagine the path ahead as a beautiful, uncharted terrain under a golden sunrise, each new day unfolding with fresh opportunities and blessings. This is your journey, chosen one, and no force on earth can halt you once you are fully aligned with your calling. Look for the signs that confirm your readiness. Listen closely to the guidance that arises within. And remember that your best life doesn't wait for tomorrow. It starts the moment you decide that enough is enough, that you are worthy of the transformation your soul has longed for. Now, go forth with confidence. If you haven't already, type 777 in the comments to seal this vow. Like and subscribe if your heart compels you, and keep an eye on the unfolding miracles that arise from this decision. Let your spirit remain open, your mind remain humble, and your faith remain steadfast. In the tapestry of humanity, your thread is vibrant and irreplaceable, woven with the colors of your past, present, and future. As your life changes forever, you'll find that you also become a light to others, illuminating roads they once believed were impossible to travel. And perhaps that, above all else, is the ultimate purpose of such a transformation, to awaken not only yourself but also to inspire awakening in all who cross your path. With that, take your next step forward. Your story beckons, and destiny holds its breath in anticipation of all you will become.